InsightTalk Radio Show was born from the need to spread the word to all who want to live the amazing life the Creator has intended for us. Reverend Janet Reynolds has 30 years of spiritual insight and experience. She has studied and taught in and outside of this country and has developed a respect for all religions, beliefs, and spiritual practices that are of God's true light. The lessons she learned are now shared every week on Insight Talk Radio. Tune in every Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30 for spiritual guidance, tips, and techniques to aid you in your life's journey. The show also features interesting guest phone readings, healings, and meditations.
Good afternoon, everyone, and how are you? I'm Janet Reynolds, your host for today, and the name of our program is Insight, and I have some guests for us today, and our topic today is going to be on Wicca. I am a spirit medium and an intuitive counselor with the help of Blue Feather, my guide. And now what I would like to do is to introduce Pearl and Jamie, and it's Pearl Prather, and she's the owner of Mystical Sense. And Jamie is Jamie Hendrix, and she's going to, the both of us, or all three of us, are going to have a very good discussion on Wicca and everything that it's about. But before I turn it over to Pearl, I would like you to know that she started a cleaning business, which she successfully operated for 3 years. And then one day, the opportunity came through for Pearl to open up a boutique. That boutique is better known as Mystical Sense, a metaphysical retail store specializing in pagan and Wiccan items and holistic healing modalities. Pearl has owned and operated Mystical Sense for the past 4 years and plans on having it well into her life. Well, I hope at least 100 years, Pearl.
Well, actually, we've been there now 6 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Time flies.
Oh, I took that from your bio.
Yeah.
Shame on me.
That's okay. That's all right.
Jamie is also her business partner, and I'm just really happy to have the both of them here this morning, or I should say this afternoon. It's been a fast morning for me this morning. How's it been for y'all?
It's been good. It's been a crazy ride over, but we made it. We survived. We found it.
Yeah, what was the 20-minute ride for me is about an hour ride for you. Yes.
Easily.
Yes.
Easily. Well, Janet, thank you for the opportunity of coming in today. I do want to say that to you.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
It's very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. I'm glad that you spoke up over there.
Hiding in the corner.
I know you're hiding in the corner. I can tell. But before we get started, if anybody would like to call in and ask a question, you can do that. Or if when we get started with our conversation on Wicca, if you'd like to add to it, please do that. And the telephone number is 727-597-4022. Now, before we really get started and get into it, Pearl, just please tell us a little bit about you, more so than what I've already talked, and then we'll let Jamie tell us a little bit about her. How's that?
Well, thank you. I am the co-owner of Mystical Sense. I'm the original owner, and we brought Jamie in, our wonderful, wonderful Jamie in 2009. And she's been an amazing asset to the Mystical Sense location. We are a holistic, pagan, Wiccan shop. We embrace all religions in the shop, and we're real big on trying to educate without obtrusion. We want to make the public known, aware that there are other options out there than what is in the mainstream religion. The Wiccan and pagan religion is all nature-based, and it's a wonderful religion for people who do not want to have the dogma related to the mainstream religions. It's a beautiful shop that we have, almost 2,000 square feet. No, 4,000. That's right, 4,000. And we have everything: herbs, gemstones, crystals, jewelry, books, clothing, anything you can possibly think that you might need, we will have that.
Don't forget the hand-dipped incense.
Yes.
That's our
Which
signature product.
It is,
And,
definitely.
and after you say that, don't forget about the readers.
Oh, no, by all means. We have some amazing readers. I will definitely say that. In fact, it's almost a daily process that we get somebody coming in telling us how good our readers are, how accurate they were, how spot on. In fact, I had somebody who came in yesterday and was telling me that exact thing. We do have a variety of readers, not just any one. So you can get a good selection and test them out, find out who's going to be the one that you like the most. A great opportunity for that, Miss Janet, is this coming Saturday. We are having a big psychic festival, the first one for the year. So we're calling it the Visions of the Future Psychic Festival, and that will be at the shop from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And am I allowed to give my address?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We are 9545 East Fowler Avenue, Thanota, Sassa, 33592. And our phone number is area code 813-986-3212. If you can't find us, give us a call. We'll be glad to navigate you in. It's a beautiful shop. You walk in and you want to stay. And if you don't know where we're at, come in and find that. Find that truth out for yourself.
That's good.
It's beautiful there.
Yes, and I, for one, work there. I was there in the very beginning when you got started.
Right.
And I remember that. And then I left for a bit, and I came back. And when I came back, you had doubled in size.
Right.
So that was really neat. That really was. That says a lot about how you have advanced in business.
Yeah. It was very fortunate that at that time we were able to grow actually when businesses just like ours were closing down. We were very blessed in that aspect.
Well, it's all in how.
Right. Right.
That has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And you've come a long way with how,
Yes,
I can
yes.
say.
I tell people when they walk into the shop, I say, what you see in this shop is what's in my heart. And it's just splattered all over the walls. So
Yes.
it's a lot of fun there. We really do have a great environment where you can come in and just simply relax and take off all the stress of the day. We have a kitchen table right in the middle of the shop, and a lot of people congregate around that. And we have great conversations on every topic you could possibly imagine.
It's called Kitchen Talk.
Yes.
And in the kitchen, you can say anything.
Right. Right.
Just ask family.
Yeah.
Well, Pearl, I just think that's really great. I really do. But can we let Jamie, please? Please let Jamie, before we get started, have a little bit of information here
Sure.
for us.
My name's Jamie Hendrix. I've been practicing Wicca for, over 10, 12 years now. And I'm actually a third-degree high priestess. And I joined the shop with Pearl about, I think it's been almost 4 years ago. It's been a while.
2009. Yeah, 2009.
And have absolutely loved being there. It's a spiritual oasis of sorts. It's a very freeing place, a very comfortable place. I've since then started teaching there as well, besides working in the business aspect of it. And it's a very rewarding, awesome, comfortable place to be.
It really is. I agree, especially when I'm there on Thursdays, because I work with Bobby, which is Pearl's sister, which you would never know, and because they are so total opposites.
She just doesn't have the pink hair.
I think that's what it is. And then her daughter, as in Bobby's daughter, Kim, comes in on Thursdays, and the rapport is great. It really is. It's one place that I can sit down, and when I'm with Bobby and or with Kim or even with Pearl or Jamie, as far as that goes, I can say what I think or feel. And I like that because
Absolutely.
sometimes
Thank you.
sometimes I've been known to be highly opinionated.
Not you.
No, not you.
And maybe a little direct too, okay?
But that's good. There's nothing wrong with being direct, and there's nothing wrong with being highly opinionated, as long as it's my opinion too.
Well, I find room for you. I'd better, right?
Yeah.
No, it's all good. It is. It really is. So, ladies, we can say that we've come a long way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think
so.
that's called We've Come a Long Way, Virginia Slims.
Florida Slims.
Yeah. No, but that was a cigarette. You
Yeah.
remember that,
Yeah.
right? Yes. But today's topic is really, I find it very interesting. I do know some about Wicca. I don't know a lot, but Pearl did feed me some very good information before we came on the show. In fact, the other day, as a matter of fact. And I did sit and take the time to read a lot. But the one thing that I did do, and I'm going to turn it over to Pearl in a minute. I always go out on Wikipedia, my favorite place. And I've that's controversy too. That's
Yes,
controversial.
yes.
It really is. But they come up with some interesting stuff on Wicca.
It's a great
Wikipedia.
starting point. It's a great starting point.
I
And then you
think
can go
so.
search and see if you can verify it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? I can say one thing. When I did the mediumship class last week, and I went out on Wikipedia to look mediumship up, just about everything that I know or have been taught was really out there on Wikipedia, and that surprised me.
Mhm.
I didn't think they would be that thorough. But
Yeah.
they were.
Or accurate.
Or accurate. That's
There
usually
you
the
go.
issue.
That is
Yeah.
that's a good
Yeah.
word. Or accurate, yes. But it was quite interesting. I took some good information off of there. So this is what they have to say about Wicca. Wicca is a modern pagan religion focused around witchcraft, developed in England during the first half of the 20th century. It draws upon a diverse set of ancient pagan religious motifs for its theological structure and ritual practice. I just love all those words. But I will turn it over to Pearl and to Jamie and let them tell you about more about Wicca, and then I do have some questions in between, if that's okay, guys.
Not a
wonderful.
problem. Not a
Okay.
problem.
All right, Miss Pearl, go for it.
Actually, this part of it, we're going to let Miss Jamie do. She's got a lot of background information on it, and she can speak on it a lot more fluently than I can. So, Miss Jamie.
Well, thank you very much. This is obviously something I've been studying for a long time, and it is correct that modern day Wicca, as it is currently practiced, was founded by Gerald Gardner in the early 1950s. I think it was 1951, but don't quote me on the year on that. It was just in the early 1950s. And he actually wrote a book called The Truth About Witchcraft Today, and that's what kind of revitalized witchcraft and formed the religion of Wicca in England. And this was shortly after the repeal of the last witchcraft laws that were on the book. His version of witchcraft was extremely regimented. His version of Wicca. He had very strict rules about things you do and don't do and how you do things.
Mm-hmm.
For example, all rituals in Gardnerian Wicca are always skyclad, which means naked. A lot of us choose not to practice that today.
I'm
Not
Us
this body.
included.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
We do have our clothes on.
Yes.
I feel better already.
There are still Gardnerian groups that do choose to practice that way, which is fine. But most, I don't know if I could say most, but I think I can fairly safely say most Wiccans do not practice skyclad. There's, and just like in the Catholic Church, when you had the reforms with Martin Luther and everything, there have been to a certain extent, although not as violent, the reforms of Wicca. You had Alex Sanders come in, who was trained by Gerald Gardner, and he kind of said, well, some of these rules are a little much, and he relaxed some of it. And then you had Raymond Buckland come in, who
I love him. I really do. I've read a lot of his books.
he's an excellent author. He gives you wonderful information. He was trained by Gerald Gardner.
Oh, okay.
And some of his rules are a little harder to follow. Things like you should forge your own athame, and which is a ritual knife. So you'd have to have a forge in your backyard, and it's like, well, I don't have one, so I think I'll buy it. But you can, get around some of those, obviously. But he was actually classically trained by Gardner, and Buckland is credited with bringing Wicca, as it was formed by Gardner, to the United States.
Right.
And that happened in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you know what, Jamie, Gerald Gardner, they have 1959 here, so
59. Okay, so
Yes.
it might have been a little later, but I
Y-
was thinking it was in early 50s.
Pro-
But it's in that neighborhood anyway.
yeah, it could be, but
Yeah.
just dear old Wicker.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, dear old Wikipedia. God, to say Wikipedia and Wicca is a little confusing.
Yeah,
but, no, but yeah. Now please continue, especially about Buckland, because I like him.
I actually was fortunate enough to meet him at the INAT show, the New Age Trade Show, when it was still in Orlando. And he's a very interesting man, full of knowledge, but very down to earth. You would have no idea that he's up on this pedestal by a lot of us because he was credited with bringing it to this country. And you're thinking, oh, I'm going to see this amazing man in ritual garb, and he's, you think you're going to be looking up to him. Well, he's like 5'1", 5'2".
Yes,
Little
he's
tiny
short.
guy.
Yes. He came to not Palm Harbor. He came Newport Richey. There is a shop in Newport Richey to which he came to, and he's short.
very short.
He's very short.
And the most down-to-earth, grounded human
Very nice
being.
man.
Very
Yes.
nice man.
Yeah.
Very nice man. And I was very honored and thrilled to actually meet him. That was a wonderful thing. But he's definitely credited with bringing a lot into this country. He's also credited with, again, following Sanders. He's credited with, again, relaxing some of Gardner's rules and saying, it's okay if you don't want to do it this way. There's other ways to do it.
Now you said a word a minute ago. A forge.
A forge, yeah,
What
like
is a forge, please?
It's like something you would see in a blacksmith shop. It's like the fire where you would melt the steel and then
Oh,
you'd pound it
thank
on the
you.
anvil and everything. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I don't have one of them in my backyard.
Can you use a barbecue
Grill.
grill?
It'd be,
You'd
that's more my
probably
speed.
you'd probably melt the grill.
You're like,
That was my forge at one time, but now we're going to barbecue with it.
there's a hole in my Weber. What do I do with this?
We'll put it in his book.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a very interesting man and a wonderful person. And he started his own line of Wicca as well that I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. So, Mr. Buckland, if you hear this, please forgive me if I pronounce it incorrectly. But it's called So Wicca, I do believe, Seaux. But another branch which kind of, again, relaxes some of Gardner's rules. You'll find that a lot of Wiccans today are what we call eclectic, and that means that you can pull from all different traditions and all different pantheons of gods and goddesses and energy. And that's what Pearl and I practice. That's what
We teach.
that's what we
That's
teach
what we
is
teach.
eclectic.
And what I think is important too, more than anything, is to please let everybody know it is of white light.
Oh, absolutely. Everything we do, we are so strict
It
on that.
is.
Everything we do is of we only practice white and green magic. And for those of you who don't know, the green magic is herbal magic, plant magic, natural magic. But we only do it for good reasons. And that's so important. The first tenet of Wicca is "and it harm none, do what you will."
Mm-hmm.
So you can do what you want, but you cannot harm anyone, including yourself.
Exactly.
And it's very important.
Yes. Okay, now let me just ask the question and maybe Pearl can answer it. The difference between Wicca and paganism.
We get to ask that on almost a daily basis.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's very fine lines. Paganism is your nature of worship. Wicca is the nature of worship with a deity. And that's something we recently discussed, so I'm very glad because I can have a good, intelligent answer for you. We definitely worship deity. We have many, many names for our god and goddesses, and yes, we do have both. Paganism is more just the nature of the spirit, of the trees, the universe, the stars, the lightning, the water, the rain. Paganism is Wicca is more of we pray to a god and a goddess. So there's your basic difference.
And you know what? I have your paperwork here, and that's exactly what you do say. It is a pagan is someone who believes that the universe, the earth, and all of its inhabitants contained divinity.
Divinity, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We definitely
Yes.
believe we are God and goddess within.
1954.
Was
1954 was
Yes.
aha. See?
See?
We wrote it down.
I knew we would get to the correct one. Yeah, being the Virgo pain next to the next to the other Virgo pane.
I say, oh God,
You
two
got
Virgos in
over
the
there.
same room. Oh heavens.
At least you're not between us.
True. Good point.
You know what? She probably would be down on the floor with the electricity from the both of us.
Be in the fetal position, going, please let me
Yes,
out.
help
Yeah.
me, save me. Yes, so yeah, there you go. So you are correct in your own little way, girl. You really are. So that's good information. So now, does anyone have a question, or would anyone like to add to that? Because if you do, you can call 727-597-4022. We would love to hear from you. We really would. So if you are near a phone, just pick it up and we will answer whatever it is that you need to know. Okay. What's
Cool.
next?
Well, I think you wanted us to talk about the different types of traditions that are out there, and we were going to just light on a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
There are many different, just as Christianity has many different, I don't want to say sects, maybe aspects is a better word. You know, you've got the Lutheran traditions, the Catholic traditions, the born again Baptist, the full 9 yards. Wicca also has different paths and different walks. And there's many different types. There's, I've already talked a little bit about the Gardnerian, the Alexandrian, and then the Wicca, and then there's eclectic that we talked about. There's also Dianic, which is another tradition. That one is primarily female-oriented, period.
Mm-hmm.
There really is not too much on the god in that branch. In recent years, they've been accused of being like crazy lesbians, and which is pretty ridiculous. But they do tend to be only women in that tradition. There are many others. There's kitchen witchery is a big one, and that is that's probably the oldest form of witchcraft, because even though Wicca itself has only been around since Gardner in the 50s. Actual witchcraft and folk magic practices have been around for thousands of years BC. So the roots of this religion are ancient. Some of the new ways we have of doing things are the new part that Gardner instituted.
Do you think Stonehenge has anything to do with that?
Oh, Stonehenge is amazing. That's the Druid branch, and depending upon the Druids that you talk to, some of them will say that they're Wiccan and that it's a branch of Wicca, but many will not. Many of them consider that Druidry or Asatru or Odinist to be their own religion and completely separate. They're a branch of paganism, but they're not. They don't consider themselves Wiccan. And again, that depends on which Druids you talk to and on what day it is, because you can ask 3 people that question and get 5 different answers.
Isn't that something? I guess it's all in what they want to believe.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, you get the same problem with asking people, what's the difference between paganism and Wicca? You ask 3 Wiccans that, you're going to get 6 answers. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's something. But I think Stonehenge is so beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing.
Did you see it? Have you seen it in person?
I have not. I really am really hoping to go there someday. That's on my bucket list.
Oh, it is just, but they fenced it in. So
that's what I heard.
Yeah, you can't get to it now. You can only see it from afar.
No, but what I heard is that they do or will allow meetings if you do it ahead of time.
Yes.
And then that way you can go in there and be right in there.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I went to Stonehenge, and I've been there 3 different times, and when they put the fence up, I wouldn't go in. I didn't go in. To me, it just took it away. And I mean, you can feel the energy, yes.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's not the same.
Well, and they still have groups that come and do solstice rituals there.
Yes, see, so so we'll have to get Pearl to put it on her bucket list too.
It's there, honey. Let me know when you're going.
Oh, okay. We just didn't give you time to say it. Is that what it is?
There's quite a few places I want to go.
Well, when you do Stonehenge, please go to Glastonbury. Not to change the topic or anything, but Glastonbury is just so unique. It is just so. Now that's one place I've been 4 times.
Oh, wow.
And I had a past life there.
Ooh.
And it's just amazing. So now back to our topic, please. What I was reading was the powwow.
Oh, the powwow Wicca. Yes, that's that form of Wicca is practiced. The big name that's involved with that form of Wicca is Silver Ravenwolf, who's the author of To Ride a Silver Broomstick, To Stir a Magic Cauldron, To Light a Sacred Flame,
And
among
hundreds
others.
more.
And yeah, among
I was
others,
gonna
there's
say,
so
did
many.
you want to say that slowly?
Yeah, I'm from the north, and I spent Christmas with family, and we all get chattering, and I have to remember to slow back down.
when you get back here,
It's different. Yeah,
We're a little more laid back.
yeah,
Yes.
You get up near Chicago, and
after living in D.C., Maryland, and coming down here, I slowed down
you know
quite
the
a
reason.
bit.
Yeah, you know the feeling. But
Yeah.
she's a very well-known author, and her books are. I usually tell my students, hey, look, her books are an easy read, and it gives you a wonderful base as far as belief systems go. She does practice powwow, which is a lot of, for lack of a better word, it's a lot of folk magic and mountain magic, so to speak, because of the area that she lives in. It's an interesting tradition. I don't know a whole lot about it, to be honest. That's about the extent of my knowledge. I do know that she, Silver Rainwolf, actually leads up a large, I guess you call it a grove, of different groups, which basically means that they're all kind of sister covens and sister circles that all eventually lead back up to her.
And it's multiple covens that she...
Multiple, yeah.
Right,
Yes.
multiple covens create a grove.
Yeah, covens is the word, and it's in Pennsylvania too.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's very important there.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to know.
It's handy. You get up there and you're like, oh, they're okay with this.
Yeah. Yeah. See, so that's good.
I think you have Wicca and paganism now in all states,
yeah.
probably even all countries. It's definitely making a comeback. I think the mainstream religions are starting to fail people's ideology of what they're looking for spiritually, and so they are looking outside of those religions and trying to find something else that's working for them and a little bit more more tailored to them. And I'm finding, for me, I found that Wicca was exactly what I was looking for. I started off with Anne Mora, who's Green Witchcraft, and she was wonderful. Her books are great. I've met her. We've had her in the store a couple of times, and she is an amazing woman, very petite, very down to earth, not somebody you would think would be doing this, but she's great, and she's actually hereditary Wicca, which means it's passed down in her family line. From one person, it's taught to the next person, and she has taught it to her children and grandchildren as well. So that's who I started out with. And when I started reading her books, it was like the hairs on my arms were standing up and everything was tingling inside of me. And it was like, I got the message. It's what spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. And that's good to know.
Yeah. I started in it. I grew up Catholic. And for anybody out there who is Catholic, it's not a far jump from Catholicism to Wicca. We still have a lot of the ritual, the same as you do Mass. There's a lot of ritual that goes into Wicca. But I started out just loving nature. I was very fortunate to live in an area that was surrounded by woods, to live in an area that was a farming community, and be very, very close to nature most of my young life. And then as I got older, the dogma of the Catholic Church just wasn't working for me anymore.
No, and I'm a Catholic, and I certainly did curl my aunt's toes.
Yeah.
Especially since I became an ordained minister in a metaphysical church or a spiritualist church. So, but I will be a Catholic to the day I die, but I'm just a non-practicing one.
Right. Well, you still believe in the basic tenets, but you can lose some of the dogma and the bureaucracy.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I think each person's personal religion is just simply their path
choice
to divinity.
You're
no matter
right.
what that divinity is, it's to a higher consciousness. And I think there needs to be a good variety of different religions because there's a good variety of people. And not any one religion or any one product or anything can suffice for everyone.
Mm-mm.
So I don't see any religion as being a bad religion. I see it as your path to your divine being.
Exactly.
And I think it's right, no matter what kind it is.
I agree with you on that. You have to start somewhere.
Right.
Absolutely. And that actually is another tenet of of Wiccan beliefs, is that we are a non-proselytizing religion. We don't go out and try to convert people. That's not part of our walk. We are here if people come and ask us questions, and if they find out it's the right fit for them, wonderful. We welcome them with open arms. But at the same time, if they say, this really isn't for me, I'd be better off as a Protestant. I'd be better off as a Baptist. I'd be better off as a Muslim. No problem. That's your path, and we support you wholly on that.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's the nice thing about Wicca is that there is no dogma like that. And so we can support each other and look at the world as, like Pearl said, a lot of different paths, the same goal.
Well, that's the other thing. I'm sorry, Pearl.
It's okay.
That's the other thing about being metaphysical or spiritualist or a medium.
Right.
It's the religion isn't what it's about. It's your belief system.
And what's really nice about the store is we do teach Wicca in a year and a day class, but it's not just the only thing we do. We open our arms to all religions. So we actually work with a food bank that's Muslim, and it caters to everyone, not just the Muslims. They also have a red tent where you can go in, and a red tent clinic where you can go in and get help. And that too is open to all public. It's not just to the Muslims. And to me, that's wonderful that a Wiccan area or Wiccan shop can work with a Muslim religion group and get along. That's a very rare thing.
Not only do we even get along, we actually really like each other and enjoy each other's company.
Exactly.
See,
Exactly.
That's important too.
Yeah.
And we have had people who are Catholic come in and learn the year and a day because they want to be more open and they want to find really their path. And it doesn't mean they have to convert to Wicca. It just means they're learning about it. It may not be what they stick with, and that's okay, but they're becoming more educated. And when we can become more educated about each other's religion, we are a lot more open to it. We are a lot more accepting and understanding of the person themselves. And that, to me, is what's important.
I agree with that one too. Absolutely. So, I mean, really, your religion shouldn't matter.
No,
it really
should not.
shouldn't.
And it should be something personal. I don't think it should be pushed on each other that's not of that religion.
That's exactly true. Now, I know we're doing a meditation today, and I'm not trying to jump from one thing to the other, but I tell you what, our time goes so fast.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's do the meditation, and then if we have more to discuss, we can do it at the end.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yes, it does. That was why I asked. How long is the meditation, about 10?
It depends on how fast I do it. It's probably about a good 10 to 15 minute meditation, but it's quite relaxing, and it's called the tree meditation. And so whenever you're ready, I'll be glad to begin it.
Okay, that's good. 10, 15 minutes. Because you don't want to go as fast as I was going this morning.
No.
and
For a Catholic girl, you fly here pretty well.
It was the CD I was listening to on the way. It's Hemisync. So
very good.
and do not drive while listening to one of these.
Yeah, really.
That's the rule, but rules sometimes don't register with me. But anyway, please, because all I need is just about 5 or 8 minutes to are we all right? Okay. We were blinking here for a minute, or flashing. I could say flashing.
We weren't. She was.
Anyway, please, we're going to have Pearl do a meditation, but before we get started, once more, I'm just going to say after the meditation, if you'd like to call in and give us a comment on that, that would be great. Phone number 727-597-4022. Now, Pearl, please, let's go for the meditation.
Okay, I'm going to ask if you would please relax, get in a nice, comfortable position, and breathe. When you breathe in, I would like for you to breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Make it a long, drawn-out breath, coming in and exhaling out. Take a nice deep breath now. we're going to start by imagining that you have roots coming out of the bottom of your feet. These roots are going to go through your shoes, through the flooring, and down into the earth. They're going to bypass all the lime, the sand, the aquifer. They're going to grow deep, deep, deep down within the earth. With each beat of your heart, these roots are going to grow a little more and grow further and further down into the core of the earth. This is what we call the heart of the mother. This is where there's the lava and the boiling gases and the beat of our mother. These roots are going to grow deeper and deeper until we get to the pool of lava. They are going to kind of like turn into hands, the roots are, and they are going to pull up the energy of the goddess. They're not pulling up the lava, just the energy. And now with each beat of your heart, the roots are going to recede back up through the different layers of the earth, through the aquifer, the limestone, the sand, back up through the different flooring, your shoes, up into the heels of your feet. This energy of the goddess is now inside of you. It's coming up through your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs. It's coming up through your groin, your stomach, and it's resting right there in your heart chakra. The next thing that's going to happen is in the top of your head, you're going to have branches growing. The branches are going to start out small, thin, and willowy. And as they grow, again, with the beat of your heart, they're going to grow green leaves, beautiful green chartreuse leaves. And as these branches are growing, they too are going up, up into the sky, up to the sun, again, where the gases, the molten lava, I'm guessing, I'm not sure what's up there. And it's all percolating around. This is the energy of the god. And again, your branches are going to form into hands. Grab the energy of the god. And with the beat of your heart, it's going to come back down, receding through the universe, coming back down to the top of your head, which is your crown chakra. It's going to wash over the top of your head, down the neck, your shoulders. This energy is going to massage away any last vestiges of stress. It's going to come down into your arms, down your hands, and it will make your fingers tingle. This energy now will come back up your arms and rest right there with the heart. And now you have the mixture of the heart chakra for the goddess and the god. And this is a balancing of energy. This is so that you have both the divine of the Lord and Lady within your body. And it will help to reduce all stress and take away all the nasty cares of the day, allowing you to be free of stress and relaxed. With this energy, Wiccans will now use this energy that's in your body percolating around, making you feel alive for the first time. And we will use it to ground and shield. This is what we do when we need to calm down, and it helps us greatly in this factor. So with this energy, you can now take and build a shield around your body, and the shield will protect you from anyone else's energy. Maybe somebody's having a bad day, and you don't want that to affect you, and that's why you build your shield. Each person can build their shield to their own parameters of what works for them. Now, when you're ready, we're going to be coming out of this meditation, and I'm going to count backwards. And as I count from 10 to 1, you will relax, And at the count of 1, the meditation will be open. You can open your eyes, and you will find that you are refreshed for the day. 10, 9, 8, feeling more and more relaxed. 7, 6, 5. All stress has left your body. You are calm. You are grounded. You are balanced. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a nice deep breath and come back into consciousness. Thank you.
I think I'd rather stay out there. Oh, that was good.
Thank you.
God, I am grounded.
Good.
That's
It
one of-
really it helps to take off that jittery stress. It really does.
That's one of Pearl's special gifts too, is her meditations. It's all channeling. It's not, she doesn't have anything in front of her that she's reading. It just comes straight in, and it's one of her amazing gifts. And
Thank you.
she does do guided meditations at the shop every Thursday.
And that it was nice. Whereas
Thank you, Jan.
if I do meditation, I do read them. I do. So that was great. And my feet are really on the ground. So I'll be good going back.
Good.
I know. But I was good coming up. But that made me better. Or I could say more good. I do have some we got 10 minutes left. It goes so fast. I do have some announcements. Now, Pearl, you want to announce what you're doing this weekend again one more time?
Yes, this weekend we're having the Visions of the Future Psychic Festival. It's going to be our first psychic festival for the year, and we have many. You can come out, and I think we have about 10 to 11 different types of readers, from tea reading, spirit mediums, tarot cards, oracle cards, angel cards, almost any kind of reading you can imagine. And you can get a reading. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The festival will be at Mystical Sense, which is located at 9545 East Fowler Avenue, Thenota Sassa 33592. And again, our phone number is 813-986-3212.
And this is happening on Saturday.
Yes,
from 11
this
a.m. to 7
Saturday.
p.m.
This Saturday, January the 19th.
Usually I'm there being one of the readers, but this time I scheduled to do a dream class. And I will be doing that dream class at Up Hypnosis. And that is this Saturday, January 19th, from at 1 to 3. And needless to say, I did put the phone number. I just have to read it down a little further. I was going to say I don't have my phone number, but here it is. It's Patricia Scott, and it's 727-943-5003. That's the number that you would call for reservations for the dream class, and the cost is $35 beforehand and $45 at the door. If you go out on my webpage, I'm advertising quite a bit. I have quite a few events out there. My webpage is bluefeather.net, and I guess I should say www, so that everybody knows. So if that's something that you would like to do, please check that out on my webpage. I'm also, I do my intuitive counseling at Mystical Sense, which I will be, I won't be there this Thursday because I'll be in the Villages, but I'm at Mystical Sense 3 or 4 Thursdays a month. That's when we have a 5-week thing. And I'm there from 12 to 5, 6. It all depends.
Do you also have the schedule of your classes at the shop?
No, I do it each week.
No, did you bring any of your classes that you're putting on at the shop?
No.
Oh, I didn't either.
No, that would have been
But Miss
too
Janet,
easy.
yes, Miss Janet does give her classes at Mystical Sense, and you can call us and we can give you her schedule.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
No, you know what I do? I'm so used to just doing it weekly. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I am channeling Blue Feather Ladies, in case you're interested in that, at my home, and that's the last Sunday of January, which I'm sure it's the 27th. And you can get a discount. Once more, go out to my webpage, and
What is your webpage address?
www.bluefeather.net.
Wonderful.
One more time.
Yes.
That was good.
Well, and if anybody, if you haven't ever seen Janet or experienced Janet channeling Blue Feather, it's something that truly will amaze you.
Yeah, it's definitely a transformation.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that, Jamie, because you know what? Blue Feather does come through, and I really do want to find out what kind of year we're going to have. So, but I leave it totally up to him. Of course, I don't make any kind of promises. I'm going to channel him, see what he has to say. And we do have people already signed up. I've got about 12 people signed up.
Excellent.
And that's because there's a discount. And that helps a lot that helps people a lot when you put that discount out there. So, yes. And I'll be at Benjamin's studio on Treasure Island Saturday on that's the 26th. So the 27th is correct about channeling Blue Feather on
Sounds
Sunday.
like you've got a really busy schedule, Miss Janet.
Always, always. But you know what? It's good. It's all good.
Much rather be busy than bored.
Right.
You're right. That's something we are not. None of us here.
No.
Never.
But
No.
you know what I would like to say, Pearl and Jamie, because we didn't hit everything that
That
we
expected
could
to talk about.
have hit. And I would love it if you promise me you'll come back.
Of course.
Absolutely, be honored.
Yes. Now that you know how to get here.
That's going to make it a lot easier.
Yes.
Yes. See? Yes, that's good because I really would maybe in February like have a second class
Sure.
and
Awesome.
and do more so that they know because you know I really believe that our ceremonies for winter, spring, fall, am I saying all that correct? And
Right.
summer
Right. The
Right.
is
holidays.
yes, most important. I have done several ceremonies, Wicca ceremonies, with good friends of mine, and I really enjoy them. So I would really like for us to pick up on that and just talk
Absolutely.
about that because I bet that could be a good hour's
Mhm.
class.
It
Oh,
certainly
very
could.
easily.
Yeah.
Very good.
So
And a Wicca ritual is something to see. It's very interesting. It's not creepy by any means.
no,
It's definitely getting in touch with your god and goddess and that of the universe.
yes. And next time we're going to bring music too while you do the meditation
Awesome.
because that meditation would have been beautiful with.
Well, maybe next time we could do an actual ceremony for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
have
I
to
think
figure that
that-
out, but I think that would be awesome.
I think it would
I
be.
think that would be good too.
We'd have to
Yes.
rearrange this whole studio, but we could do it. I'm for it.
I'll talk. I'll talk to Nolan. I bet he won't want to hear that.
Let's say tell them the witches are invading. So look out.
yes. But you know he would be interested in that. Maybe I'll talk to him about that. I think that would be fun. So, but I just want to thank everybody, really, Jamie, Pearl, and for those of you who are listening, thank you. Please, next time, if you want to call in, you know how to do that. And listen to my video. Go out to Spirit Pioneers and click on Insight. We have we have them archived, the videos, and then you can see today's. It's really, I listened to my own last week because I wanted to make sure that I made sense.
That's good.
So, go ahead.
One thing I wanted to ask you, do you mind if I say what our website is?
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
It is www.mysticalsense.com, and that's MYSTIKAL
Yes.
sense SCENTS.com.
Yes. That's the difference, the K and the
Right.
sense.
Right.
Yep.
Yes. So,
And that's because we started out basically as a incense shop that carried Wicca products. Now we're a
Pagan and Wiccan shop
pagan
with
Wiccan
incense.
shop that carries incense. So it's been a great turnaround in that.
Yeah.
We hand dip 153 varieties, so it's definitely
And we have the best scents and the best sticks in Tampa, because we have people who come from other states just to get them. Yeah.
We've shipped them. We've even shipped some to Australia.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? I remember when I was in the shop when I heard that they were shipping some to Australia. So I think that is really good. Well, once more, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janet.
Oh, you're more than welcome now. All he needs to do is turn our music on and we'll be finished.
Have a great day.
Have a good
Yes,
one.
have a beautiful day.
Bright blessings.
Oh, yes, our weather is so nice.
It's gorgeous.
I love it.
There you go.
Thank you for joining us today on Insight. Join us weekly where we will give spiritual insight, tips, and techniques to aid you on your spiritual journey. May Spirit be with you.